Hello, this is Sharon with Design Your Beautiful Life, where we design a life that you don't need to escape from. And welcome to my wellness chat. I love doing these chats with people from all different areas of wellness to share their expertise with you. I started doing these because after 10 years in the holistic wellness field, I just wanted to share with you so many of the wonderful people that I have met. And, it's hard to be an expert in everything, of course. Wellness is a huge bucket, as we know. There's a whole circle of life that I use to chart my own wellness and teach my clients to do the same. And, that encompasses everything from relationships to spirituality to, yes, what's on the end of our fork, to exercise, etc. So there's so many different facets to wellness. And I just love being able to share some people with you that I've met along the way. If you, in fact, have an area of wellness that you'd like me to dive a little deeper into, then I would so love to have you share with me. Have a conversation, and I'll see what I can do. Facebook is being tricky today.
Oh, hey,
there we go.
You did it.
You have no idea what I'm trying to make this happen.
Real.
Morning.
Hello.
That's where it came from. Anyway, Stevie,
how are you?
Hi. I'm good. Let me give the sort of the official bio, and then I'll explain how we know each other. Okay. So Stevie Falcon is a local Seattle therapist. She's been in the body field for 10 years and has focused on massage as her primary work. It's like her love, right? So we love that for sure. Anyone with a passion for something, I know I'm supportive of it. And she has a range of modalities in massage, including trigger point release, cupping, prenatal, and work. We're going to dive into some of that today. She has a passion for helping clients achieve their goals of releasing tension and relaxing to ease stress, not only physically, but for their emotional and mental well-being. And who doesn't need that right now?
Exactly.
She also enjoys studying Eastern medicine and acupuncture and hopes to one day further her schooling and add them to her set of skills. She's in North Seattle with her partner and beautiful little daughter, Adalia, who I'm dying to meet one day. I know Stevie from our many days of doing yoga teacher training here in Seattle. It's fun. So many beautiful women I adore. And Stevie is certainly one of those. So, Stevie, welcome.
Hello. We finally made it today.
So yes, I need your de-stressing this is,
I'm like, now I need one. I need to go one after. But yeah, I'm glad to be talking about massage with you today. It's funny, when I went to school so many years ago, I thought I would never be a career massage therapist. I thought a couple of years tops, and then we're 10 years down the road and still loving it. Every time I think of giving it up, I'm like, oh no, but I just can't. No. I love the relationships with the clients. I love everything it provides. I love when you get done with a massage, you get home and there's a text saying that helped me out so much. Thank you so much. It's like, it's just wonderful. It's so great.
Yeah, it's such a beautiful service you provide. And, I think that we obviously think of massage many times as more like a luxury. Correct. Or, okay, I'm going to give myself a little pampering today or a little self-love. All of that's great. There's nothing wrong with that. But let's dive a little deeper. Let's go a little massage and how it actually impacts our wellness.
As we were just talking, and you had mentioned, like with de-stressing, with all the mental clutter we have, and because of the world we're living in right now, it's just so stressful. I mean, we don't ever know what's going on and where it's all going. So right now is a perfect time to talk about how it distresses you, and it releases anxiety. It brings down cortisol levels and taps into your parasympathetic system, which helps you relax, brings your core temperature down, bringing your blood pressure down. That helps. And then also we were talking about, you had mentioned like with lymph stuff, and when it taps into the lymphatic system there, then that also increases the lymph flow and helps with muscle soreness, recovery. So people that are athletes, that helps with. See, one of my other specialties is prenatal. I love doing prenatal. Mothers, they're just like the most appreciative type of clients you have, because, you know, pregnancy, now going through it, I realize how much it takes a toll on your body. So they're just always, they always come in there, they're just so excited and thankful for it all. And you know, you're helping not only them, but the baby as well. So yeah, it's just in this time. And I think that this time, especially with people now, I think maybe the last, I don't know, 5-6 years, self-care has been a big thing that people really talk about now. And like you said, with it maybe being a luxury before, now we really do understand that the importance of self-care. So even just once a month helps with mental, emotional clarity, giving you some time to yourself, helping out, work out any knots or tension or inflammation in the body. So I think it's so important at this time. And it always has been. It's just now we're going through a lot more.
Yeah, exactly. I think everything has been, you know, like gone tenfold in our life now. So things that maybe we didn't experience before suddenly have manifested, right? I never thought of myself as particularly an anxious person, and suddenly it's coming out of the woodwork.
It's amazing.
Yeah. And you answered one question. I was going to ask you if somebody wanted to be kind of a little more on a schedule with massage and, you know, making it more of a routine or part of their wellness toolbox. You said at least maybe once a month?
Maintenance, once a month. Now, if you're an athlete or you have something that's pulled or strained, or you work at, you know, a desk, and so you have a lot of tension up in your upper shoulders, traps, neck area, usually like twice a month would be really good, just to help get those knots worked out, and then eventually go to the once a month schedule. I really do prefer the almost every 3 weeks though. It's maybe some months you get a little bit more, but just to help not only yourself, but also the therapist that you're working with. If you take too long between, you know, sessions, I have some clients that come in and say, it was my first one in 6 months. And you're like, okay, we have a lot to unpack here, you know, and you can only do so much in one session. So if you do more sessions more often, it just makes it easier to work through whatever we're getting into.
Yeah. I of putting my therapist into that situation. You know, it's a problem when they're like, you've got knots that big.
Yeah. And you have to like work through the layers of the fascia and the muscles and the knots. And a lot of times it takes a lot of patience. You know I have clients that like deep tissue work. And so they want the deep tissue, the deep tissue like right away. But it's like, well, first we have to warm up the muscles. We have to get the fascia ready. And then, you know, as we go into a knot, I know they want the more pressure on it, but you kind of have to sink into it slowly. And that allows the body to relax a little bit at a time on different levels to finally let that knot to start unwinding itself, you know.
Yeah, I remember kind of feeling that, like as you would, you know, like breathe in and then kind of breathe out and release, and feel that kind of release pressure.
That's one thing I love about the trigger point work is that's, I think when people think deep tissue, they're mostly talking about trigger point, other than just the pressure being really intense. But trigger point is great because they have mapped out the body and all the muscles. And in each muscle, there are these usual trigger points in every person where they normally show up. And that when you push on one, or a knot, you know, I guess as we call it, it'll trigger pain somewhere else. It'll refer pain somewhere else. And it's amazing. I have this book where they've mapped out the whole body that way, and just in every muscle. So I love when clients say, oh, you know all the spots to hit. And it's like, it's only because of everybody else has those spots too. You know, you do it long enough and you're like, oh, this usually hurts me here. I'm going to poke there for you. And lo and behold, you have the same kind of issues, you know? So it's just, I love how the body is a map, and how even though we are all so different and going through different things, there's a lot of the same things going on inside our bodies and in our muscles, you know.
Is there, I didn't really ask you this question before, but I'm sure you've got a good answer for us. Is there something that, you know, like, again, we're all, of course, punching over on computers more, over our phones, over whatever we're, searching for, right? And I know a lot of people that maybe had jobs where, even if they were, an office at a desk, maybe I don't know, a little more movement perhaps, or set up perhaps
like the sit
more
stand
clearly.
desks or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. However, people have been at home and maybe haven't had the best situation. Do you have any kind of a couple little like massage things
Yeah,
that you could
actually,
share
one of my
with
clients
us?
showed me one. I wish I had something. She actually showed me one that was from like a PT that I thought was really cool. So you would get something that looks like a ball. Like if you have like a massage ball, I'm trying to see if I have anything around me. I don't. But if you find a door frame right here, right? And you'd put the little massage ball right here and then lean that ball into the frame. So then, and then you can just lean your whole body weight like into it. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And then pull out
Yes.
and
Yes.
roll. So yeah, put that little
I
thing there.
feel that.
Yeah. Or if you go to the wall and you put the ball behind you and you can lean back into it and roll up and down on the wall. That's really helpful. A yoga block and putting the yoga block behind you and laying back on it and just opening up. Yes, exactly. Opening up the spine that way. Yes. Also, there is a great thing that I use called the Davinci Tool. And it's a little shelf. It's for your occiput, like right back here, right at the base of your skull. And it's this little hard thing that you put on the ground, and then you lay your occiput back on it. And you can just sit into there and just relax. And it kind of gives you a little bit of that tension pull, and it gives you that hard surface to just get into there to those tiny little occipital muscles there. It's wonderful. I love it. And it's like $24 on Amazon. You can, yeah. That's great. And you can use it so many other ways too, but that one's one of the best ones, especially for just getting that curvature back in the neck and letting it fall backwards naturally. Like we seem to miss because we do a whole bunch of, forward.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I feel it some days more than others, but I'm feeling it a lot lately.
I'm feeling it as we're talking.
Yeah. And I mean, I'm outside and, able to move around and garden a lot of times in between, but still. And so I know that people that have to do longer, stints at their computer have got to be feeling that pain.
One other thing I was thinking is, so I don't remember if you remember the movie that we saw in the yoga class was about the fascia, and we saw the two cadavers, and the one that had more movement in their life, the scapula was like off, because of all the movement, like melting the fascia like butter every day with joint movements. And the cadaver that had not had a ton of movement, it was like stuck there, almost glued. The scapula was like glued to the back of the body because there wasn't that much movement. And one of my clients who is a doctor always says, motion is lotion for the muscles and the joints. And it's so true. It's just like getting them used to that motion every day really helps break the fascia, and that spider web of connective tissue will help. It'll melt it so it's not just like sticking there.
Yeah. So again, move our body.
Yes, get up, walk, do some like old school, like the shoulder roll things like we did in gym,
All those things are helpful.
Yes.
Yeah. Good. Okay. What else would you say to people that still think, massage is just a luxury? Any other little reasons why?
I mean, let me try to think here. More reasons. I think that once you start being a person that's more into taking care of yourself, you would see the benefit clearly. And even if they thought it was still a luxury, then treat it as a luxury and at least get one every 3 months, just again for maintenance, just to like lower those cortisol levels, give you an hour to 90 minutes to 2 hours of downtime, and getting there, and just even getting the blood circulation flowing, while we were pushing all the blood towards the heart so it recirculates the body with more oxygenated cells and everything. And just because it feels good. I mean, even if it is just a luxury, it feels good.
Well, and let's, I mean, there's many things that we consider a luxury item. And so think to maybe a luxury handbag or a luxury this or that. Okay, maybe you forego that and put that do the massage. So luxury, which one's going to help you with your health
Correct.
goals?
I've been doing that lately too, like even with going out to eat, you know, buying some drinks or something. It's like, I do like that, and it is fun and it tastes good and all that. But I was like, if I just, you know, took out 1 or 2 of those here and there and I put that money into something else, I could do more acupuncture appointments. I could do more massage. I could, you know, I could do more things like that, get facials or whatever that like still benefits, but has a more longer term effect than just like filling my belly and it tasting good.
Exactly. You know, I think that it's all, you know,
Yes, the yin and the
priority.
yang, gotta balance.
So make sure you treat your body
Yes,
that
exactly.
way. Okay, so I think you really got into the trigger point release. What about cupping? Cupping is something that I've not done, and I'm a little fascinated with.
Cupping
Can you share?
is one of my favorite things to add to massage. It helps the massage therapist's job because it really works on the fascia. If you can imagine, like somebody once told me, putting the marshmallow in the microwave, and when you put it on the microwave, or the marshmallow expands. So when you put the cup on and you pull up the fascia and everything, it creates a lot of space, more space for the muscles to be in there freely, more space for the blood to flow better. And you can do a running cupping where instead of just putting them on somebody, you know, sticking them there and there, you can actually drag it down, and that really helps. There's another massage style called skin rolling, and so you're taking the skin in very small bits and rolling it to help circulation and get on that top layer.
Okay.
And that's kind of what the cupping will do as well. And it just really helps break down. When the fascia is relaxed, I can get into the muscles and the knots better. I mean, even when I have a neck or a shoulder ache in the morning, I can pop a couple on myself and then just do some stretching back and forth, and you can feel the tightness. I mean, so many times I put cups on somebody's back and I make sure they're not too tight. You don't want them, you know, to damage. But I'll say, oh, how do they feel? And they'll be like, wow, it feels tight. It's like, yeah. And then they'll, by the end, when I'm ready to take the cups off, they say, after breathing through it, it went away. And that's because the fascia released and it relaxed, and it just feels so nice. And so many of my clients have told me that they find a real benefit in cupping as well. And I do too. I love it. And it helps me do my job that much better. And you know, you can get cups and do it at home as well. Like I was saying, you can buy them at the store and then put them on your own, you know, like trap. That'd be another thing you can do for self-care at home. If you, in between massages, just pop them on, you know, have a therapist show you how to do it there, or, you know, YouTube it. It's very simple. And just the main things would be like, don't leave it on kind of past 20 minutes in any one spot, because you wouldn't want to damage the skin. But they do leave little marks sometimes that are, they're artificial bruises. They're not real bruises. They don't hurt, and they shouldn't hurt. So, but you can usually see how stagnant blood was in one spot by how more purple a place was on the body. So it's always fun. I like doing it on clients' backs, and you'd be like, wow, right here, you must have had a lot going on, because it is super purple. In other places, it just went back to skin color, you know? Very interesting.
Interesting. So it gives you information too of what's
happening. Yeah, like there's a lot going on over here. Yep. I love cupping. I learned it in massage school as part of the Eastern practices that we learned, along with some other massage things, like Chinese medicine type of stuff. And cupping is just one I've loved and always kept doing. And another one's called Tui Na, and it's like this little, Tui Na means to scrape, which sounds terrible, but you use this little marble. It's like a little chunk, and then you would use it along like forearms or plantar fasciitis, and it helps break up connective tissue as well, and break up like adhesions. And that's great to couple with cupping, or just if you have those things like you know, soreness in the forearms from any sort of like tendonitis or anything like that. Carpal tunnel really helps with the wrists, and with plantar fasciitis. That's one of the ways I got rid of mine, was that icing. So
yeah, finding too much of this is getting havoc here. So yes, interesting. I need you to have a mobile van that will come to me.
I mean, I do have I do have tables. I do in-house massages, or people can come to my house. I got rid of my studio for the rest of the summer and fall. I'm kind of like trying to free myself from little things here, but it'll be in the works.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Well, goodness, this has been a great conversation.
Yeah.
Anything else? I know you're making your way into doing more Chinese medicine.
Yes. I hope to eventually go to, I mean, if we're still here in Washington, maybe go to Bastyr. My acupuncturist is a teacher there. He's great. I just love how knowledgeable they are, and how effective acupuncture can be. And now I usually do tell clients, oh, have you tried acupuncture for this? If I find it's applicable. And they're always amazed at how many things it can work for. And then it just always comes with this, the telling of, it is a practice that requires time. You know, I think we are so used to Western medicine where we think, oh, we're going to get this one little pill and then it's going to be done. And so I've had a couple clients say, oh, I tried acupuncture once and it didn't do anything. I said, well, I mean, but did you run on a treadmill once and you didn't lose 20 pounds? It doesn't really work like that. It took you how many years to get this way? It's going to take some time to get undone. But
well, it's to teach people that with essential oils too.
Yeah.
You know,
like, oh, it didn't work. Like,
breathing time is lovely, but you know, it's again over time and making things more habits and rituals and, you know, maintenance. You know, that's where you start. Like this, I'm sure with massage, you know, certainly the first massage is going to feel nice, but like we already discussed, sort of an ongoing maintenance is,
and that's not just for relaxation. I mean, it can be, and I really do enjoy a relaxation massage, but it also can be used to help out other things. So yeah, it's all good. I love it. I love the whole realm of all the massage and stuff, and acupuncture. I hope to incorporate that because I think that'd be a great additive for my practice. And I just, acupuncturists, they are just so knowledgeable about the way the body works in such a different way. When I started learning it in school, in massage school, we had a couple classes that were Eastern medicine. So we learned acupressure, which are the same points. We just don't, you know, poke. But it made sense to me. It clicked in my head. Whereas some of my other friends in school said, it's kind of like, you know, reading hieroglyphics. I said, it just makes a lot of sense to me because they take things from nature and they read your pulse and they tap into the yin and the yang side of the body and like what's going on over here. You know, last time I went in, he took the pulse on my right and left and he said, wow, your yang side is very strong pulse, but your yin side, not very strong. So he said, oh, so what did we do to cultivate yin? Yin is the quieter side of the body. It's, you know, restorative, like meditative. He said, yeah, so like sleeping and meditating. And he said, you know, all the things you can't do because you have a baby. I said, yes, exactly. This is why my yin is down. But over time, you know, and they have like foods to eat to support yin and yang. And they even come with the different, maybe you've looked into it too, the different seasons in, you know, certain seasons. Yeah.
Yes.
Or they're all different emotions.
I mean, there's a lot of, you know, overall in nutrition school as well. Correct. So yes, it's fascinating. And I think the more that we tap into the more natural things that we can tap into first.
Yes. Yeah.
First, you know, that's first line of defense to me is always, what can I do that's from nature, that's from plants, that's from, you know, being able to, you know, work on my own body, have somebody else help work on my body. Let's do that first.
And then, yeah, you know, and that's the thing is when it comes to Eastern versus Western, I always think there's a time and a place for both. I just usually, if it's not something that's an infection, which obviously you need antibiotics for or surgeries and stuff, I feel if we're not in an emergency and it's dangerous, you know, try some different practices, some natural ones or more Eastern practices first. And then if they're not, you know, giving you the results you need, then of course go on to other things. Yeah.
Right. And that's where, you know, x-rays and things can, you know, really dive in.
But it's amazing how much our body will heal itself. It really is made to heal itself. And others were given to us to help aid in that healing or the knowledge of healing itself. So, yeah. It's a journey.
Okay. It is a journey. And I think like a fascinating one too. And that we, you know, again, the more that we tap into our own intuition, we know, you know, like get quiet and know our bodies. And when something doesn't feel right, the better off we are.
Yes, listen to the body.
Yeah,
Listen to the body.
exactly.
Yes.
You do body work, so you know that one for sure. Well, anything else you want to share with us while we're here?
I can't think of anything right now. I mean, I could go on and talk about massage all day, so maybe we'll do a second thing or something.
Yeah, no, I love your passion for massage. That's why I wanted to bring you on in particular, because you know it's always a pleasure to talk to somebody that you can just see and feel that they're doing something that they love, right? I mean, that's what it's about, is design your beautiful life. You know, designing that life that you don't need.
That's the thing is I feel. I mean, there's days when I'm like, oh, I don't really want to work today, but it's so funny. Every time I get in there to start working on a client, I'm like, it really brings me down. I'm a very young person. I'm very high energy, very like, you know, prone to anxiety and fiery. And it gives me a chance to calm myself, because a lot of people don't talk on the table. There are people that do, but the ones that don't, and they're just very calm. I have that time to just be with myself as well and breathe and focus on muscles. And it's so meditative. It's wonderful. So it benefits me just as much as a therapist. I actually enjoy giving massage as much as I assume other people enjoy getting them. It sounds crazy, but I really do. It's great.
Well, for those of you that are in Seattle, Stevie is your gal, so we can hit her up. Okay, Stevie.
Yes. And thank you. We got it to work.
Oh, that's technology. We're not going to get that. Glad that it all ended up working. We got to have our conversation, and hopefully we're learning some things as well. So thank you.
Yeah, you too. Bye.